Be happy. Be healthy. Be your best. Be your best.
Well, I want to talk to you today about why electrolytes can be so important for women's hormones. And I regularly drink water with electrolytes, and I'll tell you why. But first, I want to tell you about a company that I really believe in. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's a company called LMNT. And this is a zero sugar hydration. Comes in all little packets. They also have some that are seltzer based, but the little packets come in all kinds of great flavors, but they are scientifically made to the exact proportions according to very specific research that makes it where they are very, very effective in the body and they're great tasting, and they don't have any junk added to them. They have a site, lmnt.com. Go there. They have tons and tons of research on electrolytes, and I know that you'll really enjoy it. But why are electrolytes important for women's hormones? Doesn't matter how old a female is. They can be in puberty, can be in 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Electrolytes are just really, really important. They're actually crucial. They're something that the body needs because without proper electrolytes, hormones aren't going to function properly. It has to do with something called electrical potential. So in order to have hormone signaling be proper, you have to have electrical potential, and that relies on electrolytes in order to happen. So electrolytes are the spark plugs for hormonal signaling. Proper hydration isn't just about water. For quite a while, people were just drinking more water, more water, more water. But then there were some incidences of people actually having some fairly serious health problems because they were drinking too much water too fast. And the research started showing that they were stripping the potassium out of their system. That actually is really bad for the heart. So there were people having some heart issues when they were just glugging gallons of water without having proper electrolyte support. So there is a need for increased water. Most people are somewhat hydrated, even more so in the winter when it's cold and don't really feel like drinking a lot of water. But other than that, the electrolyte balance is crucial, okay? So the magnesium, the potassium, the sodium, it's crucial in order for the hormones to work properly. So that electrical potential is just required in order to have the cells be sensitive to hydration, to have the cells be sensitive to hormones, to have the proper communication. It's crucial. So what about the electrolytes? Okay, so you have sodium. Well, sodium is for fluid balance, and it's also for adrenal support. The adrenals sit right on top of the kidneys, and they are responsible for a lot to do with cortisol. They're responsible for aldosterone levels. That's the water-salt balance in the body. The secondary sex characteristics, the epinephrine, norepinephrine, so many things that the adrenals are responsible for, and they don't do well if they don't have a proper electrolyte balance. So another one is magnesium. Now, we know a lot of people know that magnesium is good for relaxing muscles. There are different types of magnesium, but magnesium is also very intricately involved with cortisol regulation and sleep. And then potassium. Potassium is so important to the body, important to the heart, important in order to not have insulin resistance, to have sensitivity to insulin, regulation of insulin. So these are a lot of things that all these hormones are involved with and that have a major impact on the body on a day-to-day basis. So let's just quickly talk about three different aspects. There's the morning jump start. As a woman, when you're getting up in the morning, if you take a couple cups of water and you have some electrolytes in it, it immediately helps the liver, helps the kidneys, helps the lymphatic system. It helps to put back in a lot of the fluid that was lost during sleep. It's amazing how much fluid is lost when you're sleeping. And you need that in the morning in order to get going with your day. And in order to have one of the hormones, your cortisol level, be proper to help you get up and go. You see, when you wake up, the cortisol level is supposed to spike, and that is supposed to get you up and moving correctly. Too much in at least American society is where people rely on a cup of coffee to do that. But when they rely on the cup of coffee, they're actually blocking the normal cortisol response, when actually having water with electrolytes supports the body, all the hormones, and that cortisol response in the morning. It actually can make it where during the rest of the day, you don't have the afternoon slump. You have it where your sleep cycles don't get messed up because of the cortisol adenosine cycle. And all of this can be helped just by properly having electrolytes in your water. Another way that electrolytes can help is workout fuel. So if you have water with electrolytes about a half an hour before you exercise as a female, your muscle function is going to be better and you're going to have less fatigue. So workout fuel for a female, if you're going on a run, if you're riding a bike, if you're taking a brisk walk, if you're going and lifting weights, no matter what it is that you're doing as exercise, having a couple cups of water with the proper electrolyte ratio in it is going to make it where you're going to see a remarkable difference in how you feel during your workout and after your workout. The other one is fasting anchor. A lot of women find a lot of benefit from intermittent fasting, and they will find that if they sip electrolyte water during fasting, then they won't have the hunger pains they normally have, and it helps them to have their energy right up until the point where they decide to break the fast. So these are just a few of the things that electrolytes help with. If you think about it again, if electrolytes are what are like spark plugs in a car, then what happens with a car when the spark plugs are fouled or they're not firing properly? The car suffers or doesn't run at all. Well, it's the same thing with the body if there aren't the proper ratio of electrolytes. The body needs those electrolytes in order to have the body wire and fire, especially when it comes to the hormone system. So instead of drinking that water plain, think about doing electrolytes. Remember what I talked about, LMNT? Look at the link down below, and you can go to it in your browser and find out all about this company. Go through some of their research. It's pretty fascinating, and you'll be benefiting your body as a female as a whole when it comes to how those hormones work for you, not against you.
Healthy, be your best. Be your best.